Welcome to episode 10 of Barrels and Banter with me, Celine from Wintercombe, and Sarah from Sarah Miles Shooting. In this episode, we have a banging tale from Sarah, a firing line debate, the male and female divide in the shooting field, our field notes and anecdotes, we're shooting it straight and myth busting, you can get lead poisoning from eating game, and we have our real field recommendations, followed by confessions and questions.
Hello, everybody.
Hello,
Welcome
everyone.
Back.
Yes.
We're here again.
I hear we are starting it off with a little tale from you, Sarah.
Oh, my little electric fence tale. Yes, so many years ago, I was...
Lots of you'll start with many years ago. I feel like this could be a cover.
Many years ago.
Last week.
My life's just not very exciting anymore. Many years ago, I was out shooting pheasants. I think it was like a walked up day, like little farmer's day that I've been invited to. I was stood on this one drive waiting for the birds to come out in my own little world, as you do. Shotgun in hand, thinking, come on, pheasants, let's see ya. When all of a sudden, I thought somebody... So you know like the back of your knee... That crease at the back of your knee. Yeah. You know what happens when someone kicks you in that?
Oh, yeah, and then your leg goes funny and you fall on the floor. You crumble.
That happened. That basically happened to me. So I thought somebody had come up behind me and, for a laugh, gone, let's just kick Sarah in the back of the knee and drop her to the floor. Of course, I jump up ready to fight someone.
You're in, are you?
I am ready to go.
I'm not surprised.
And I turn round to shout at someone.
To you with your fist. You're still angry now. Bloody, I'll have you.
To discover there's no one there. And I was so confused. I was like, what? Somebody must be hiding from me. Basically, what happened was I hadn't noticed that there was electric fencing. And as I was sort of stood there and moving about, you know, as you do, you don't stand still, do you? The electric fence caught me in the back of the leg and dropped me like a sack of shit to the floor.
And your natural instinct was, I'll have you.
I'm ready to fight. The electric fence. Needless to say, I didn't fight the electric fence. That was one fight I wasn't willing to start. It really hurt. Honestly, but it just caught me right in that, I think that's what made me think that someone kicked me in the back of the leg for a laugh.
I remember being really small, probably like 7 or 8 years old, and I went to go and stroke a donkey. And it literally put its head over this electric fence, but I didn't realise it was electrified. I must have touched it, and as the electric went like through my body and down to earth me, I thought a snake had wrapped itself around my ankles because this is where my mind went, okay? Because it felt like it went round my ankles, and I was absolutely screaming, a snake! But it was just an electric fence.
Wow.
Well, hang on a minute.
I thought mine was bad.
You were telling me you were turned around to fight an invisible person.
But a snake is a little bit elaborate, isn't it?
I was only 7. You were probably about 24. We have a very interesting firing line debate this week, which is the male-female divide. I feel like this may not be a one-off. I feel we may revisit this in different guises over the time because I don't want to get too ranty, but it might actually happen. It's the divide between men and women in the shooting field and how they are perceived.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why there needs to be a divide.
Thank you, neither do I. The end. Goodbye. Maybe we don't need to revisit it.
Case closed.
I think when it comes to the shooting field, you have... it was a male-dominated field. I mean, hunting by nature, men, hunter-gatherer, women, looker after of children.
Washer-upper.
Exactly. Or cook, which neither of us actually are. So maybe we just don't fit the categories.
Maybe we're
not supposed to be in a category.
We were faulty.
Maybe we are faulty. I think when you look at the history of the shooting field, yes, it was male-dominated, but I don't feel like it was male-dominated and they were anti-women.
No.
It just naturally was that way. And as in my experience, as women have come into the shooting field, I do feel like we've been welcomed. There will always be somebody that is not happy.
Oh,
but
100%.
there is always somebody that is not happy with something, somewhere, all of the time.
Yeah.
So you can't, they might not be happy for all sorts of different reasons, not just because you're a woman, but for any manner of reasons. It could be class, it could be age, it could be anything. So I think one needs to take a step back on it being that somebody is not happy with a new person because they're female, or somebody doesn't want that person in the picking up team because they're female. And I feel like sometimes people just automatically make those assumptions. And then out of that has been born groups. I won't name some because I don't want to get bashed. But there are...
Do it.
Do it. No, I'm not going to do it.
Double dare you. You have to now.
I'll take the truth instead. I think there are quite a few groups that have been born out of women wanting to get into the shooting field. Mm-hmm. But I feel slightly uncomfortable with a few of them. I can understand I don't really like the term safe space because I don't feel like it's not a safe space with men around. But
No.
I can understand trying to encourage people that are non-shooting into the shooting field and trying to get new people on board and expand our community beyond what was quite a small community and is growing. I feel like it's growing. It's growing not necessarily in numbers every year, but it's expanding into areas we potentially wouldn't have been in 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So we are gaining new people that have got an interest in the shooting field. But I don't understand why we have to have female-only hunting groups, female-only stalking groups, female-only dog groups, because I think that actually creates a divide.
Yeah, it does a little bit,
It's not...
You're putting a stigma around it. You're making it an issue.
You're not getting rid of the divide because some of these groups do not allow men in. Well, can you imagine if you had a male-only hunting group that refused to allow women in? It wouldn't...
I'd be seething.
It'd be a bit weird, wouldn't it?
The only thing I would say on the flip side of that is, so, like, we love going hunting together because we have such a laugh. Like, we're good friends. We're two women. Like, it is a good laugh, isn't it?
Yeah.
Perhaps there are women, like, imagine going into this or wanting to go into this industry where you don't know other women. So maybe those female-only groups allow them to find women in the sport that they can then become friends in and then venture on from there. That's the only thing I'd get
it if it was like female-based, but I still struggle with we don't allow men. Yeah. I think that kind of just feels like a step too far. I think when you have a big group of just women, you can create a group of bitches. And if you have a big group of just men, you can create a group of bachelors. Mm-hmm. And a group of bitches and a group of bachelors aren't great. And actually, just like in the workspace, the best offices and the best businesses have men and women combined.
Yeah, I mean, I've said before, it's not for me. I'm not against them by any means. It works for some people and maybe they feel more comfortable in a women's only group. And that's fine. You do, like, I would never say they need to be shut down or anything like that.
No, I don't feel that strongly. But I also feel like...
It just doesn't need to be, like you say, why are we making it a thing?
Yeah.
It just... just go out and do it together.
But I do feel like if you have a group that has been predominantly women and say a man said, I'm interested in joining because I run a picking up team and I wanted to see if anyone wanted to come on board, or I'm interested in joining because I run a stalking events and I'm interested in coming on board to talk to a couple of the women about joining me. Some of those places are categorically, no, you're a man, you're not coming in.
Yeah.
That, for me, is a bit too far. I feel like...
Yeah, and like you say, if it was the flip side, how would those women in the industry feel? Oh, I'd really like to... Oh, sorry, you can't. That's men only in that group. Yeah. It is a little bit like, oh, okay, well, that's not very inclusive, is it? But they're essentially doing what you're doing.
Yes, exactly. And also, some of those people can be great mentors. You can have... Women can bring a different perspective to the men can bring a different perspective to the women. Mm-hmm. I am not going to say that there isn't a difference between men and women. 100% there are. But they work really well, obviously, goes without saying.
Yeah.
But they work well as a combined unit, I think, often, rather than women do this and men in that section. And I feel like there have been a massive rise in the number of groups that are female only. It seems to be getting more and more and more, rather than the more women that come in, the more people say, oh, there's already more women, let's now create more unisex groups. I feel like the divide in terms of the grouping is almost getting bigger.
Yeah, I actually, so, I've hosted a few ladies shooting things through work. The last one I tried to host, it didn't get enough people. Unfortunately, there isn't so many women in the industry to be able to get them all together to do an event. And I had a lot of men calling and said, oh, if you ever do one that men are allowed to, if you ever have one where I had so much interest from men wanting to join, but it was the ladies. And I actually cancelled the day because we didn't have enough interest in it. Had I have opened it up to men and women, it wasn't that I wanted to exclude men. Let's just put that out there. It's just something through the work that we'd done before and I was hosting, putting it on again sort of thing. But going forward, I actually had a discussion the other week. I said, we're not going to do them again. We're going to do unisex. It's a men or women. This is the day we're doing. It is open to men and women.
Maybe some of these groups need to come back together and start having some men on board and trying to say, right, now we've got a foothold in the industry as women that we're not there as much as we were visibly before. Mm-hmm. Maybe now we need to say, okay, it's working. So now let's get back and get that divide sort of broken back down again. Yeah. And not push it too hard. Because actually you need men as much as you need women in these things.
Oh, 100%.
Our field notes and anecdotes are a little bit strange this week. I have had some rather interesting messages on Instagram. And this one, I feel like it was quite unusual. I've had a man from a country unknown who has put his picture on a group of sheep and said that he would like to be a sheep at my wedding and that we would have a very big surprise. He would like to be a sheep just like this, or a pig, where he's then got a picture of him wearing a cow mask over his head. He wants to be sacrificed under my dress during the ceremony, but it's okay. He doesn't want to be a complete victim, just a few small cuts, because that would be amazing. My dear God, there are some weird people in the world, but somebody offering to sacrifice themselves with a few cuts whilst dressed as a pig or a sheep at your wedding, I'm not looking married, mate. It's really weird.
I was in shock.
He went on. I didn't send you the rest of the messages. Oh, he went on and on and on. There's some...
I mean, we've had some weird stuff in our time on social media, but that, he's up there.
Oh my gosh, we need to play people the singing man. The singing man.
Oh, we haven't shown people. You are in for a treat.
Wait till the end of this podcast and I will play you the singing man.
If we're boring you, strap in and suck it up because it will be worth it. Get to the end. It's going to be a treat for those that stay tuned.
I'm going to save this for the end of the podcast, but you just wait there. I had a gentleman who sent me a lot of messages.
He was
relentless.
Then
he sang me a song. I've blocked him now. You'll understand why. But I'll play you the song at the end. You'll love it.
I'm looking forward to that. It's been a long time since I've heard his voice. I miss them.
We did listen to this a lot. It was very good. Sarah, I think you may also have had a weird one.
Yeah, so do you remember your awkward moment on the shoot where one of the pickers up got in your vehicle and you were listening to a rather interesting podcast?
I was listening to a podcast and it was labelled The Woman with the Minty Crutch. And
I got right on the screen.
And it started and I went, oh God, and I'm stabbing. I'm just going to turn this off. I'm just going to turn this one off. And he went, yes, I don't really think that's the sort of thing I would listen to. And I was like, no, Dennis, I don't think it is either.
So when we were out shooting the other week, I rang Rich and he had somebody in his vehicle that he was out shooting with. Yeah. And I always forget that he's got me saved in his phone as Sarah Lovelybum. So my screen in my truck's even bigger than your screen, isn't it?
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine? So a big picture of me comes up with Sarah Lovelybum is calling. And the guy just looked at it and went, oh, wow, Sarah Lovelybum. And he went, you know, Rich is like, he went, yeah, well, she got a lovely bum. I was so embarrassed.
Wow.
Yeah, I've always been Sarah Lovelybum in his phone. So, yeah, Sarah Lovelybum.
Well, it's not quite as exciting. I'm just CPB and he's SPB.
I know, yours are quite boring, really, weren't they?
Although, when I say phone Simon, my car goes, phoning Simon Beale. No. And I'm like, phone Speeby. Cannot find Phoebe. No, phone SPB. And then it goes, phoning Speeby.
Which is what you just
It's literally what I've just said. Literally what I just said.
Why don't you change his name to something easier?
Because he's just always been SPB in my phone. It's just my car is just mental.
Just doesn't like it.
There's a few times in my phone, but 2 that it particularly picks on.
And
They've had a lot of missed calls from me. And I just texted them and went, just completely ignore me. If I really need you, I'll send you a text.
Yeah.
This is my car again. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, Alicia was far more sensible than Sarah Lovely Bum. So we are shooting it straight and myth busting. And the topic this time is you can get lead poisoning from eating game. What do you think?
I mean, theoretically, yes. I suppose if you want to go and suck the shot out of some of the things that you've shot. But the reality is, how many times have you bitten into lead in a bird that you've eaten?
I don't think I ever had, actually, to be quite honest with you.
I think I might have done a couple of times in my life.
Yeah.
And we eat quite a lot. I mean, just think this season, all those pies that we've had, and all of the pheasant... what's it called?
Goujons?
No, like the
smoked
pheasants that we've been doing. All of those things, and you don't really come across it. I think if you were eating it daily, you were particularly eating areas that had heavy shot. Even if you were going to go and shoot, say, a deer, and you ate all around the area that the shot had gone through, then yes, potentially if you were going to regularly, specifically eat those areas, it probably wouldn't do you the most amount of good.
It's going to take you a lot.
Around that.
It's going to take you a lot as well. You're going to have to consume a hell of a lot of meat to get lead poisoning.
But I mean, there's lots of people that shoot 3-4 times a week and will be eating game 3 or 4 times a week that would never have a problem because they would. When you're butchering an animal, you wouldn't, if at the entry point, you're not going to eat the entry point. You'd cut that,
because that's the damage
flesh away.
But anyway, isn't it?
Exactly. So you'd cut that flesh away and you would cut back to the good meat and you would eat from there. Yes, potentially that damaged area might have more lead residue than anywhere else, but think about the rest of the entire carcass will have not come into any contact with it at all.
Yeah.
So I think if a scientist sat down and did some equations, then potentially if you were going to start eating the particularly damaged areas and it was very, very heavily lead shot, potentially if you were eating that all the time, but actually in reality...
I think you'd have to be eating it day in, day out though, like... Yeah. Personally, I think like you should be having to have it for every single meal for a long time before you actually get any effects.
Yeah, because I don't know anyone that's ever had a problem with lead.
No.
And I know people that have eaten a hell of a lot of game.
And it's like anything, isn't it? Yes, we eat it, but we don't eat it every day. You don't eat chicken every day. You don't eat beef every day. Well, some people might if you're weird, but you switch up your meals, don't you?
Well, and some people will eat fish and all sorts of as well.
Yeah.
It's not, you don't just necessarily have meat every day anyway.
No.
But yes, no, I totally agree. I think it's a myth in terms of, I think people panic about it unduly because they don't understand. They just presume that that bird is entirely contaminated, that carcass is entirely contaminated. And actually, that's not the case. An element of it may have a small trace element of lead in it.
Yeah.
But actually, lead is in many places. I mean, people used to paint their walls with it. So at the end of the day, you're going to come into contact with it in many other places than you are in the sense of eating game.
Gun range.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Just think about how much a person in a gun range, like shooting on a rifle range, would breathe in one of those enclosed environments.
Well, the staff get tested. They're poisoning tested.
From being in that enclosed environment.
Because you're working in there quite regularly.
Yeah.
It's not like, I'll just pop to the range once or twice a month like you would, other people would. You're in there day in, day out. You're cleaning, you're wiping, you're around it. So the staff have a higher chance.
It's also an enclosed environment, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that makes quite a big difference because it's an
We have
enclosed
got a fan system, but it's not going to suck every part of it out of there.
No, and if in that range there are X number of bullets being fired in an hour, that's an awful lot just in the air. So yes, the fan system would work to a degree, but it's still an enclosed environment in terms of that residue is going to land somewhere.
I'd be more worried about that than eating game, I think. Yeah, personally.
Well, you're not allowed to eat or drink in there, are you?
No, and that is because the lead will be in the air, landing on your coffee cup, let's say, and then you are drinking that, putting that straight into your system. You're ingesting that directly. So that's why there's a no food or drink policy in there.
Which makes total sense, but it's probably also something that I would imagine didn't exist 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I should imagine 20 years ago people took their cup of coffee in there and their packet of crisps and whatever.
But again, the same as the eating meat. If you go in there once a month and have a cup of coffee, it's probably not going to affect you. In reality, again, it's probably going to have to be something else that you have to be doing regularly for it to build up in your system to become an issue.
Our little interim of our podcast that we have started is our drive names. If you need inspiration for this season, this is the place to be. We did some last week and we have had some more in. And I will start with a drive that somebody said it's just called 1 month only.
Why is that?
Because the birds are only ever there for 1 month and then they fuck off.
Fantastic.
We, on our shoot, have got a drive, which my husband was so proud when he named it, called Kate Moss, because he was desperate to tell everyone, we're going to go and do Kate Moss. And she's very long and thin.
She is.
So that's why she's named
and
that.
she's been a good one this year.
She has been a good one. She's produced well.
She has. She's not let us down. I've got a couple. We have got Bang Bang Corner. It's a banker drive for a good number of birds.
I don't guess it.
It's a bank drive. Like, oh, well, I felt like that was wasted on you.
If you found that funny, give us a 5-star review.
Bang Bang Corner is a banker drive for a good number of birds on the shoot. So it's like you're short of birds, let's use Bang Bang Corner to get up the numbers.
Okay.
What? Have you had a stroke or something? What are you not understanding?
I think it's funny.
The drive is called Bang Bang Corner.
I get that. You've said it a lot. What? Move on.
There's a lot of banging that goes on in there. Wow. Should I do a different one?
Yeah.
Right, cut that all out.
I'm not cutting it out. I'm leaving it in.
Are you?
Yeah.
I feel like that was wasted on you.
Well, evidently, but it might not be wasted on other people. It's not just for us, this podcast, Sarah. It's for everybody else.
I know, but my aim is to make you laugh. And I didn't.
No, you didn't.
The dildo drive.
I feel this could be better.
You on board now? Because it's located behind a sex shop on the A1. Which
Wow.
then reminded me, because Rich was talking about it one day, like there is just this random sex shop in a lay-by on the side of an A1.
Is there?
Like on the motorway, yeah. And then I read that and I said to my husband, oh my God, is that the one you were on about? And he went, yeah, it's just like a random one on the A1. I was like, weird. Yeah, so dildo drive.
Oh, I've got a really bad story. I don't know if I can say it.
Do it. Buckle up. Come on. That's it. Drive names are over, guys.
Many, many years ago, our kids had a policeman's set from like the local fair. Mm-hmm. And it had handcuffs and they broke. And we got another set and it broke. But they were obsessed with the handcuffs.
Right.
So Simon said, I'll go and get some more. And we lived in France at the time, and over the border in Spain, there was a lot of sex shops. It was like sex shop city.
You didn't.
So he went into the sex shop
to
go and buy a pair of handcuffs because they're metal with the fluffy
more durable
bits. When the guy came out and said to him, would these ones be okay? He said, let me see if they go small enough. It's for a 7-year-old.
No! Oh my God! I'm surprised he didn't get arrested.
I don't actually think our kids know that.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
He did buy them, took the fluffy bit off.
You can
and
save
gave
that
it to
one
them.
for your eldest one's 18th birthday party. Let me see if it goes small enough for a 7-year-old. Wow, that is bad.
That is bad,
That's
isn't it?
bad.
That is bad.
Anyway, that's our drive names of the week. Did you have any more?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, please do.
Yeah.
Do go on.
Muff Cops, because it was Coppist and Bear one season.
I don't get it.
Muff. Like Muff.
Oh, right, yeah.
And they Coppist it and it was all bears. So I had no,
sorry,
right.
took me a minute. That one was wasted
You're
on
not
me.
going to get this one. Vietnam, because you had to crawl on your hands and knees through the rhododendrons.
That's a good one.
That's a bit. The war was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. feel like jokes are out there now. Yeah.
If you can't take a joke, you're in the wrong place.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're easily offended,
Don't
leave us a 5-star review and then move on.
And then go, yeah. Up next is our real field recommendation. What is your recommendation, Celine?
It's training time of year, Sarah, and mine is dog and field. Because
You do love dog and field.
I do love dog and field. It's just that time of year where the dummy bag comes out and the stress levels go up. But I really like their stuff because I just think it's a bit different. I was, back in the day, on the old standard £1 green dummy, looks like a sort of long blob. It's got the same length toggle. You throw it, it comes. I don't know what.
There's something quite nice about having a variety of dummies,
There
different
is
shapes and
something.
sizes and colours. I don't know. It just
I do think for the dog, it's good in terms of the different shapes and the different sizes and the different weights. And also they have a head that moves up and down. So if you have never seen them, instead of your solid like green canvas dummy, these are canvas dummies that look like a bird. So they've got wings, they've got a moving head, and they've often got a moving tail. So that piece of canvas that makes up the wings, the tail, and then the like little ball of head canvas works so that as the dog's coming back, they flap around, the dog gets used to the movement.
as it would if it was a real bird.
Exactly. And also the shape is different. Some of them are rounder, some of them are quite small. I think from my point of view, I find it more interesting. I also love how they throw because I think it looks more like a bird hitting the deck.
Yeah.
If you've got a dog and you're wanting them to mark, throwing a canvas block in the air is not the same as throwing something that's got wings. It's just that bit closer to a shoot day environment, especially if you get the dummy launcher. I've got one of the RRT dummy launchers, the handheld ones. And when I fire that, you can buy with, like, it's got streamers out the back of it and a head.
Yeah.
So as you fire it, the streamers look like the tail. The head obviously looks like a pheasant's head. These ones don't actually have wings. But it looks a lot more like a bird going through the air. And it's just that bit more interesting, I think, for the dog. A little bit more realistic. And I really like the small ones that they do as well, because I feel they do have their standard block type dummies, and they've got some very small versions of those. But I particularly like the clone range. I think that's probably my favourite range. But those really small ones I find are great if you're working when the bracken's out and you've got like some thick grass and stuff, and you can drop them down and you can just work
Really
on
get them
hunting
to hunt,
exercises. Those are just fantastic. I really like those. And I'm a massive fan of their vest as well. They've got a dog and field like canvas vest with a mesh back. I've worn it actually most of the shooting season.
They're really great for chucking everything in, aren't they? Like you say, shoot season, your game carriers, leads, everything, or when you're out training, you put all your dummies and everything in them.
Yeah, the only thing is I did wear that quite a lot over the top of another coat during the shooting season because I was so hacked off that the other coat didn't have hand pockets. Actually, I just couldn't find the hand pockets.
Yeah.
I think I told you this
we discovered
on Beta's Day that I then did discover the hand pockets, and I was wearing a gilet over the coat so I could put my hands in it because I liked the coat, but I wanted somewhere to put my hands. I didn't need to wear the gilet. I already had hand pockets.
Is that the same gilet that you got yourself hung up in a fence with this year?
That one, yes, that one.
It's quite durable.
It is quite durable, to be fair. But I find that the gilet is absolutely perfect just for... It's great for training, it's great for everything, but it's got so many pockets, it's got so many bits. And early season, when it's hot and I don't want to wear a coat, I can just go and wear like one of those nice Ginger and Jardine roll necks, whack that over the top. I still look smart. I've got my leggings on and I'm away to go, and I've got all the pockets. You can stick your game carry, you've got your leads, your whistles, you've got all the bits and bobs that you need. You've got your priest, everything's in there. And then when someone's on the radio or it's raining, you can tuck it in another pocket, and absolutely perfect. I can't say I'm a big fan of putting game in them though. Some people use them like a game bag. I tend to put dummies in the back and a game on a game carrier.
Yeah, I've always put game on a game carrier.
Only because I just have a really bad tendency of then sitting down and completely forgetting to put game in them. And then in the car and it's like wedged in my back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is really
feels horrible.
Not very nice, not very nice. So I would say dog and field, they've got a massive range. And do you remember last year I got the goose dummy?
Yes.
That was good fun. That was really good. And it taught the dogs to pick up a goose by the body and not try and carry it by the head or the wings and stuff. And that, I enjoyed working with them with that, actually.
I had a really nice duck dummy once. Do you remember that duck dummy?
Yeah.
Which is no longer.
Well, it is.
Probably just can't get it.
Probably is still there.
Yeah.
I might have thrown it over a river to somebody's garden, and it turned out that there wasn't actually a way across the river for a dog. It was a bloody good throw, though.
A bloody good throw.
It was a bloody good throw.
The dogs just physically could not get to the other side. No.
They could go across the river. The river wasn't ridiculously wide, but the bank was so steep, and none of us had appreciated that that bank was basically vertical.
I think we tried about probably 6, 7 dogs between us.
Yeah.
Not one could get over there. So we said RIP to the duck dummy.
We did say RIP to the duck dummy. I probably owe you one then. I'll get you a dog and field. This is a question that has come through from somebody via email. It's quite a long one. I will cut it down. The person basically has a, as he says, fox red Labrador called Ben. He is 43 kilos, had him from 11 weeks. He's going on 4 this coming April. He's uncastrated and he would very much like to stud him. In all honesty, to carry on his bloodline. I know very little about what's involved, but basically his vet has advised him to castrate the dog. He went back to the breeder, who was not very forthcoming about what needed to happen. And he just goes on to say that he really loves the dog. Lots of people flock to the dog. Everyone wants to stroke him and say hello. And he thinks that he would make a great stud. And I have replied to this person separately, to be fair. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it was actually a worthy question to go on the pod, because I went back to him and I said, you know, really now stud fees are sort of £500, £600, maybe £700 for a health tested good Labrador. And a puppy is twice that. You might do a deal where you get a puppy, but if you're just talking a stud fee, ballpark £600.
Yeah.
But the expectation for that is a health tested dog. And that would, at the bare minimum, be eyes, hips and elbows. Mm-hmm. And really, if you're talking a stud, most people will be looking for a DNA tested stud, which you're costs-wise looking at a minimum of £600, really, by the time you've accounted for all these things. And so actually, your first mating would be, at bare bones, breaking even with the best will in the world. So really, if you're wanting to truly cover your costs, or as he says, he's not there to make a profit, but to truly cover your costs, you're going to need to do more than one mating.
Yeah.
But you have to ask yourself, why would anyone use your dog? Yes, people might love him. Yes, he might have a fan following in the local pub. But does that mean that he is worthy of carrying his genetics on via more than one, let's just say a number of litters? When on the market, there are some phenomenal studs out there that can service numerous bitches over the course of a year.
There's some big names, big breeders.
Yeah, there are. And there are some smaller breeders, but that have, you know, some fantastic working dogs. There's a lady that I use who's got maybe 5 stud dogs, a real variety of stud dogs, all proven working dogs. And I said to him, at the end of the day, your dog needs to be one of 2 things. It needs to have a proven ability in the field. It's got to prove its ability to work, because most people want to know, is that dog, you know, exceptional on runners? Has it got a really good nose? Is it fantastic at going into hedges? Is it, you know, great on straight lines? Has it got phenomenal drive, etc., etc.? What is that dog good at? Why should we be using it?
Is this person a gun dog man?
No. So this dog has not been used as a gun dog. He's the parents of this dog were gun dogs.
So my first thoughts are he could stud it out to a pet people. There's lots of pet people looking for stud dogs, but
then most of those would still want to see something. So if you were going into the pet trade, really, would you not want a dog that had phenomenal conformation? Because you would be maybe slightly more on the show side. You'd be wanting something that was, the dog either needs to show great athleticism and working ability, or phenomenal conformation from a show point of view. Because why would that pet person, even if they're only going to breed from a pet point of view, choose him over an exceptionally
got to be
dog with exceptional conformation or a dog with exceptional working ability?
Yeah.
And I think we all love our dogs and we all think our dogs are excellent, but just because the parents were good doesn't mean that the entire litter is.
No.
And so one has to consider not only the logistics in terms of, I said to him, you know, you've got to be available at the drop of a hat, because when you get the telephone call that one's in season, you've got to be there.
Yeah.
You really need some form of experience in mating.
That's the thing. It's not just something you can just wing. Like, there is a lot more involved, and what happens if it doesn't work? What happens if this? What, you know, it's not a case
and he would be unproven, so there may need to be some help in there. So you probably need a mentor to guide you, able to make sure that you are correctly positioned in all of these things and safe, because some bitches are not mad keen to be mated.
Yeah. I think, if I'm honest, I'm not saying this about this guy, but I think a lot of people just look at the money, don't they? But they don't look at everything else that's involved with it. There's so much more that can be, you know, like all the health testing and the costs and everything like that. But if he's thinking of a gun dog point of view, because, like you say, the parents are really good gun dogs, then it's not going to work for him, in my personal opinion, because his isn't a gun dog. And if you or I went to see his stud dog, we'd want to see that dog working. What's it like out training? What's it like in the, you know, on dummies and things? You'd want to actually see it work.
If you're a first time mater, or you've only had a couple of litters, etc., to be honest, I still will go to a stud owner that I can say things like, oh, I've had this progesterone test done. When would you like to see her?
Yeah.
My vet recommends this. What's your preference?
Yeah.
If you're going to somebody that has no experience, they would need to really be, you know, everyone starts somewhere, but they would need to be paying for or looking for a mentor that can guide them through all of those sides of things. And don't get me wrong, everyone has to start somewhere, but you probably need to start with a dog that shows exceptional show conformation or exceptional working ability, and then line out all of the things that you've got to do to be able to achieve that, rather than probably when your dog reaches 4 years old, start thinking about all the things.
It's a sort of a little bit late.
A few of those things probably should have happened when they were like 12, 18 months.
Yeah.
And that process should have been put in place then, really.
And prepare yourself if you are going to breed, because it's not as easy as it seems.
Well, no, and at the end of the day, they may well be firing blanks and you've paid all that money and you actually don't achieve anything. You've got to consider all aspects. You could end up forking out.
I was about
hundreds.
to say something really bad then. It's going to come across really bad.
What?
Let's see if this makes the cut, shall we? I was going to say, breeding dogs isn't as easy as people think. I've been on my knees with a pot of lube before and the plastic gloves on. That sounds really bad. But it's
so true.
It is true.
And also I think you have to consider that I've had been to go and see a stud, and they said, you know, my stud had a bit of an altercation the other day. He went to go mate with a bitch. She was not happy. She tried to attack him. It ended up in a bit of a ruckus. He is fine. She is fine. But we've now decided from now on we're going to muzzle and we're going to do it like this. And this is our policy. And but you've got to be prepared for all of these things. What if that did kick off? Are you savvy enough and do you have the ability to know what to do in that situation?
It's a bit of a minefield.
Yeah. So I feel if that's the route that you want to go down, and there'll be other people out there that are thinking, oh, well, I'm thinking about studying my dog. I don't want to put people off, and everyone does have to start somewhere. But I think you probably want to look at getting your ducks in a row, really, you know, be buying a dog with a view of, this is the route that I want to take. This is what I'm going to need to achieve to get there. And I will only breed when I know that I have got something that is exceptional that I want to bring to the gene pool.
Yeah.
Because there's quite a lot of choice out there if you are a bitch owner for stud dogs. And those stud dogs can service numerous bitches over the course of the year. So
it's a massive market that you're up against really now. Like there's so many available.
Yeah. And but you need to be bringing something to the party that it really improves the genetics.
Yeah.
Not just that, you know, old Timmy over there is really lovely in the pub and everyone wants to stroke him a lot, you know. It's that balance, isn't it? Now, we have a confession, and Sarah, you're going to read it out. I don't know who it's come in from.
We'll just go with Catherine. I don't know if Catherine wants to be anonymous or not. You kind of are, you kind of not. I won't give your last name away. How about that?
Fine.
So this confession is called The Wrong Trousers. Hi, ladies. Absolutely love the podcast. It's so refreshing to have some more female voices.
Whoa there, Sarah. Do not forget, people, leave us a 5-star review. Do carry on.
Whoa.
Just get that one in there.
In an otherwise sausage fest of field sports podcasts. Although I do love them all too.
No, definitely need a 5-star review us.
Yeah, obviously. Anyway, I have a shooting story for you. In 2023, I was all dressed up, ready for my first day beating on a new shoot. The weather looked a bit questionable, so I sensibly packed a spare pair of trousers in the car. Slightly dubious about whether my water-resistant trousers were actually water-resistant. Spoiler alert, they were about as water-resistant as a piece of tissue paper. By the time we returned to the barn for the end of the day bag count and the beater's tip, I was cold, soaked through, and very keen to change. Sounds simple, right? As it turns out, trying to pull dry trousers onto wet legs is a bit like trying to dress a fish. To make matters worse...
How many fish has she dressed?
The spare pair of trousers that fit last season had clearly shrunk in the wardrobe over the summer and were absolutely not going anywhere above my thighs. I really didn't fancy putting my freezing wet trousers back on, so, ever resourceful, I decided my only option was to fashion a skirt out of a tartan picnic blanket. Securing it in place with the belt I'd been wearing that day, thankfully, I also had my boyfriend's wellies in the car, so I could at least have dry feet too. So off I went, sheepishly heading back to the barn. When I entered the barn, it's safe to say I probably got a few odd looks that quickly turned into praise for my Why do people use big words?
Go on, Sarah, you give it a try. Break it down, Sarah.
Ingenuity?
Ingenuity.
The fuck does that mean?
Or clever thinking.
Fuck me. I was not born for this world.
Catherine, could you write more basic next time, please?
Shall I reread that sentence?
No, you just carry on.
Oh, wow, we're throwing me under the bus here.
Oh,
okay. Yeah. Sarah only does Somerset words. Safe to say, I made a memorable debut on the shoot and went on to enjoy 2 seasons there until it sadly closed last season due to the new majority shareholder being anti-shooting. Moral of the story, don't buy Rydell water-resistant trousers. Waterproof over trousers were purchased that very evening. You don't need to make this anonymous, as I proudly have a photo on my social media and it gives me a giggle whenever it pops up on my memories. Photo attached. She attached a photo. Where's the photo?
The photo will go on our social media when we put this one out. I'll put it out there for everybody to see.
Thank you, Catherine. And thanks for attaching a picture. How awesome.
I think that... I think the water resistant doesn't mean waterproof though.
No, it has to be waterproof.
Yes. So to be fair, poor Rydale, I'm entirely sure it's their fault.
I've been caught a few times when you think like this is water resistant, but it's not. That's just basically shower proof. That's not if you're out all day getting.
I like her ingenuity though.
Stop. You did that on purpose,
No,
didn't you?
didn't. I just said it because
I like her ingenuity. Like everyone knows what that word is.
If you don't know what that word is, please feel free to write in. If you do, leave us a 5-star review.
Yay.
We'll get loads. There you go.
Good story, Catherine. And I'm excited to see the picture. Hopefully she won't mind us putting it up on our socials.
Be fine.
You reckon?
Yeah.
You're all in now, Catherine. There's no getting out of it.
I can always put a star over her face.
Yeah.
I probably won't, but I could
If anyone else has ever got any pictures they want to attach to a story or to this or to that or something funny, send it in and we'll put you on our Instagram.
Yes, and in the meantime, we'll just play you out with the song we promised you earlier.
Drum roll.
So if anyone also wants to write a song...
Oh, sing to us.
Yeah.
We need a jingle.
Well,
I have said to Celine, we haven't got like intro music or jingles. Maybe we need some. If you'd like to be our jingler. Jingle jangler.
Jingle away.
You are my life, you're so beautiful, so funny. You are my darling, you I love.
Thank you and good night.